The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, and thank you for attending our webinar this morning. Today we have Anthony DiTullio from Sagicor Life, and he will be visiting with us about Sagicor's unique annuity portfolio. And so I will be turning the presentation over to him shortly. We want to thank him for being here today. And also that I want to remind you that our webinar is recorded, and we do thank you for your time. So if for some reason you have to leave early or you just want to hear the presentation again, and we have it available for you not too long after the program is over this morning. So again, this is Jim Guinan. I'm an annuity sales director here with Insurance Agency Marketing. I've worked here now for over 4.5 years, and I've been working in the fixed market with producers like yourself now for over 18 years. So with that, I did want to get started, and we'll give you a little background about insurance agency marketing and some of the programs that are going on here, and then we'll transition over to Anthony. So this morning I want to talk a little bit about some business builders. And so a couple of those that come to mind are, first of all, a referred producer program. And this is an ongoing program that we've offered for a number of years. It's our way of saying thank you to you for referring other producers of life and annuity business. So as you can see, when they contract, we pay you a bonus. And as they continue to write business, you will earn, in essence, an override on their ongoing business. And this is not limited to one producer. You can refer as many as you like, and you can do that as often as you'd like. So we do appreciate producers that you refer to us here at our brokerage. Also, our marketing reimbursement program continues to be successful. So as you write your business, we throw dollars into a marketing program, a marketing account for you to be used for business expenses. So as you have those, and you will, you submit the receipts, and we'll reimburse you up to reimburse you 50% of those business expenses. Again, you can see on the screen here it says $100 for $100,000. That would be for index business. You also do get a conversion for single premium life and target premium life. Another way that we're helping agents still is through our new producer bonus. And this would be in your first 180 days of once you've contracted with us. So at the end of 6 months, if you have obtained any of these levels, this is what you could look to receive from us for your business. Again, our way of helping kickstart your program with us to reimburse you, to say thank you for placing your business with Insurance Agency Marketing. I want to talk a little bit about our back office support. I think really any IMO out there should be offering you all of these things, but not all of them do. So some of the areas that I think we do pretty well at, we do a lot of support and follow-up on cases that you submit. My previous IMO no longer would scrub applications. So they would just basically process them, review it, but they really wouldn't dive in. So for your life and annuity business, we have case managers who review those applications, and as well we'll follow up with them with the carrier. So what we're trying to do is save you time, which is saving you money. Also, our paperless contracting, for example, another way where you don't have to fill out contracting every time you want to contract with a new company. So once you've filled that out, over 90% of our life and annuity companies are on that program. So if you want to add a carrier, maybe you have a case to write with Sagicor or any of our life or annuity companies, you want to add them on, you just have to let us know, and that's all you have to do. We also do support you through our life and annuity quotes. Depending on the product and the department, we may do the quote ourselves. We also have coordinators that can help you with that. Talking about our creative department now, Jacob and his team are helping producers now with things like improving websites. If you don't have a website and you'd like to talk with them about what's involved and what are the costs, or you have a website and you want to have a review to see if it could be improved, you want to reach out to our creative department. They're also helping agents. From what we hear in our all company meeting is that there's a lot of requests for branding. So again, if you have those needs, you want to find out how to market and promote yourself better, more effectively, we would welcome those calls. Our website has improved quite a bit too. If you've not been to our website, it is www.iamsinc.com. That's IAMSINC.com. I'm on the website every day. The thing that I use the most as an annuity marketer would be searching for products. We do get requests, of course, all day long from producers looking for products in hard to sell states of a certain design or a certain age, and it is very hard to keep that in your head when you have 35 companies. So we do rely on that. There's a lot of good resources on the website that help us help you. Our annuity grid that we have at our desk, which is about 45 pages of information on our top carriers, top products, income rider. There's an income rider section. There's also a section for multi-year rate annuities. That book that we have at our desk is on the website and updated as such. So great tools to use. There is a term code engine. If you have a need for a financial calculator or a fact finder or any of these financial tools, we do have a resource library that's quite good. So again, check us out on our internet, or our website, I should say, and you can find all sorts of valuable information. Also our webinar calendar, for example. So again, if you've not been to our website, you should check it out. I do want to talk about IAMS Wealth Management for a moment. And if you are a producer that is looking to increase your revenue, many insurance agents are now inquiring, looking at getting into a market that they've not maybe considered before, and that's IAMS Wealth Management. It is our own registered investment advisor. We've been in business for over 2 years now, and again, if you have an interest in that, please let us know. I'm going to launch a poll question here that you can respond to, and if you'd like to talk with Charles and his team to learn more about increasing your revenue, improving your client retention, just building better relationships, you may want to answer yes to that question. What they will do is reach out to you. They can get you more information about what's involved, the testing, what costs are involved with being an investment advisor rep and having a Series 65. But it's a growing area, and it is growing with us. So again, if you'd like to know a little more, have a question, if you just want to reach out, the person that you would want to contact is Charles Hiring Jr. here at IAMS Wealth Management. Okay, moving on, our Life and Annuity Academy is, we do have one more for this year. It will be in October. Unfortunately, I don't have a date for you right now. We are accepting registrations for the Academy. So if you'd like to know more information, we will email you at the end of the webinar. We do have a link that will be emailed you with the registration, and I believe there's a sample agenda. As you can see from our screen here, these are some of the topics that we go through. It is updated every single time to be competitive and up to date. So it is a 2-day training. It's all expense paid. Our next program is going to be a more limited attendance than we've had before. It will be no more than 25 producers, if you're actively writing fixed annuity or life business and you'd like to know more, I would send in a registration, and we should be nailing down the date very soon. So again, if you just want to ask questions about it a little bit more, you can talk with me, or if there's another marketer that you visit with regularly, please feel free to do so. And I'm going to also send a question out on this. If you'd like to know more or get more information, please respond. Again, we have been producing these trainings now for 9 years, quite successful, usually 2 to 3 academies per year. We have one more this year, and then next year, probably in the spring, would be the first one again. So if you're interested in advancing your production and getting next to some people that have been writing business for a number of years, we usually have 3 or 4 of our top producers attend the academy. You can meet with them and get some ideas from them. So appreciate your responses on the academy. Okay, and finally, I want to just talk with you about our marketing summit. And the next program is scheduled for next summer. As you can see, the period that we're looking for invite started this last January and runs through June of next year. It is at both an educational and social event, and it is our 2019 Marketing Summit. It will be at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. You can see the dates. It's August 25th through the 29th. So we'd be glad to visit with you about how to get there, how you can qualify. If you're already writing business with us, you've most likely have been given a report. But if you haven't, give us a call and we can update you on where you stand on the invite list. So again, we look forward to this. Our last marketing summit, which was in Boulders Resort in Scottsdale, Arizona, was the most well-attended, highly attended event that we've ever had at Insurance Agency Marketing. So we look forward to having you there. Okay, so with that, I want to move the presentation over to Anthony, and from here he will talk to you more about Sagicor's annuity portfolio. Anthony?
Thanks so much, Jim, and thanks everyone for taking time out of your day. I know the week can get pretty busy, so I appreciate you taking the time to hear what we're offering. So for those of you who are not familiar with Sagicor, we are an A-rated carrier, and we have a life portfolio, and most recently a full annuity portfolio. Today, I'm going to spend most of our time discussing our accumulation focused annuities, but just keep in mind for the folks on the line that are writing life insurance, please reach out to Jim and the group at Insurance Agency Marketing to discuss our term accelerating platform. Essentially, it's an underwriting platform that can give you a decision in 2 to 3 minutes using database based on information that you provide about your client. So it eliminates a lot of the obstacles commonly associated with life insurance. So keep that in mind. But today I want to focus on our accumulation annuities because we've spent about the last 6 months rounding out our annuity portfolio with really 2 things in mind, accumulation and simplicity. So you'll notice as we go through the different products, they're very straightforward, they're very easy to understand, and I think that makes them really attractive in the marketplace. So just a couple things about Sagicor. Most importantly, we are rated an A-rated carrier. I notice some people that's more important than others. I know in the annuity space that often rate is most important, but I think we do a really nice job of combining competitive rates along with the financial strength, the A rating, and certainly competitive compensation. So for your clients or other producers that you're working with where an A rating is important, please keep us in mind. I think you'll find that our rates are among the highest in that space. While many people have not heard of Sagicor before, especially in the US, We've been around for over 200 years with presence in 22 countries. We're very big in the Cayman Islands. And slowly but surely, we are getting some good name recognition in the U.S., especially as we've rounded out this annuity portfolio and people are starting to see us on Rate Watch and other annuity tracking systems. So, as I mentioned, we do have a full annuity portfolio. Today, I'm going to focus on 3 products: our Sage Select Bonus FIA, our Sage Secure FIA, and our recently introduced Milestone MYGA portfolio. So I always like to put any product, whether it be life insurance or annuities, into some sort of context, because I think just rattling off a bunch of features or rates doesn't really help you, especially when you're meeting with clients. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of these sales ideas before, but just to put it in context and just to kind of show how our products will fit your clients' needs. In developing the products, really the 3 main pillars we looked to do was to provide growth, potential growth to your clients, while having that downside protection, and then somewhat most importantly, access to money, because we know needs change and your clients may need access to the money that they've invested with us. So we know that 2/3 of working families will fall short of their retirement savings. And the difference between what they should have saved and what they actually need is trillions of dollars. So how do we help them fill that gap, especially when they are in their retirement years? We know that annuities offer a way to grow money, but also preserve it for another time. Tax-deferred growth, and they do provide additional benefits like access to the cash annually, guaranteed income, etc. So let's look at our first case study. We've got Bill and Karen. They're both 65 years old, recently retired. Probably a pretty common situation we see. $200,000 in pension assets from Karen's teacher pension. Bill's got $700,000 in his 401k. He's got $300,000 in non-qualified investments in cash, and they've got a home worth $250,000 with no outstanding mortgage. How can we help this couple? So their concern, which is a concern that a lot of people have, is not being able to maintain their current lifestyle in retirement without accumulation. The challenge is they want that accumulation, but they can't risk losing all the money that they've worked so hard to save. They don't want to put that principal in jeopardy. So how can we help them grow their non-qualified assets while still getting tax advantages, but without that downside risk? And obviously, like most clients that you work with, they want to earn potentially more than they would with CD rates. So that takes us to our Sage Secure FIA. The Sage Secure FIA is the newer in our FIA portfolio. It's really meant to be kind of that long-term play. The folks that have got cash on the sidelines, they don't need it anytime soon. They want that upside potential, but they need to protect themselves from downside risk. So this product, like many FIAs, has got a couple different investment options. We've got our declared rate, our S&P 500 index, which most companies offer, and then what we find a lot of traction is in our global multi-index strategy. So the S&P 500, look, it works like any other. 1 year point to point, pretty competitive rate. You see they're 6% and above, depending on the duration of the contract. But I want you to focus on the right, that global multi-index par. It's an uncapped product, 70% participation rate in the 10-year product. That's an industry-leading number. We recently raised it to 70 because we want to be essentially number 1 or 2 in the marketplace for that type of strategy. The thing I really like about it is you're essentially giving your clients immediate diversification. You'll notice that the strategy is 50% S&P 500, 30% Euro stock, and 20% in Hang Seng. So for clients that are saying, hey, the U.S. stock market is booming, I'm worried about that crashing or some sort of market correction, you're giving them instant diversification with 3 major global economies. So we find a lot of traction with that, especially with that high participation rate and the uncapped feature. A couple things to keep in mind. We do offer the Sagicor up to age 90 on all surrender charge periods. We do offer a 5, 7, and 10 year. Minimum premium is $10,000. The main reason we made it that low, so to speak, is we really wanted to have a wide net. We know that a lot of the clients we work with do fall into that middle market. So we want to make it available to as many people as we possibly can. One thing I do want to keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind, is that we say maximum premium of $750,000. That is not a hard and fast rule. So if you've got a client that needs to deposit more than that, reach out to Jim and his team. Always happy to try to get you an exception and take more money into the product. There is a 10% penalty-free withdrawal per year starting in year 2. Again, it goes back to having access to that cash. No annual contract fees. We want to make it cost-effective for your clients. And then one thing that we're seeing a lot of traction on is nursing home confined care benefit included at no additional cost. We know folks are thinking more and more about their long-term care needs, and they're using different tools to protect themselves should they need long-term care. So we want to make sure we've got that option available as part of the plan. Real quick here, I just want to show kind of the impact of having this global multi-index strategy available. Really easy situation here, $100,000 premium, December 98 through December 2017. What would have happened using these parameters? Well, you'll notice at the declared rate, they'd be about $173,000 of cash. Using our normal S&P 500, $221,000, pretty strong. But look at that global index. Using the parameters that we've got with the participation rate and the uncapped growth, you're well over $400,000. So it's really a compelling story. And when considering an FIA for your clients, please consider us and please take a hard look at that global index uncapped strategy. So needs solved using the Sagicor. We did give them the growth potential with no downside risk. As I stated, the diversification with the global multi-index strategy, some tax deferral, and then, of course, access to guaranteed income, 10% penalty-free withdrawals starting in year 2. And then, of course, a little plug for our SPIA. But what if Bill and Karen want accumulation, but they also want to withdraw more than 10% per year without penalty? Well, that takes us to our Sage Select. Anybody on the phone that's worked with Sagicor before is probably very familiar with our Sage Select. That's been kind of our workhorse FIA up until recently when we introduced a secure product. The thing I want you to keep in mind here is that 4% bonus that's 100% vested day 1. So what we find is, folks that are in annuities that are underperforming for whatever reason, but there is a smaller surrender charge. Often they'll use the Sage Select because that 4% bonus will wash that charge and make the client whole again, and then you can proceed from there on with our different strategies. In a hope to keep things consistent, we do also offer the S&P 500 on this product along with the global index that we just discussed. The only difference here is your participation rate on the Sage Select is a bit lower at 40%. So really, it just comes down to, do the clients want that bonus and want access to more cash with a lower participation rate, or are they okay with not having as much access and taking the higher participation rate? So depending on what their need is, we've got a solution for you. We issue this product up to age 85, minimum premium $2,000. Again, we want this product to be available to as many people as possible, especially when working with the middle market. One thing I really want to point out here, we get a lot of traction on, you'll see in blue, that 10% penalty-free withdrawal starting in year 2, and it accumulates up to 50%. So, if they let that 10% ride each and every year, by year 6, they'll have access up to 50%. The other thing that's nice is if they take a portion of that 50%, they just started that new balance. So for example, in year 6, they've got 50% available. If they take out 20%, they have 30%, and it just grows 40 the next year, 50 the year after. It never doesn't reset to 0 if they take a portion of the money available. So a lot of attractiveness to that. Return of principal guaranteed after year 3. Again, no annual contract fees. We want to make it as consumer friendly as possible. And we do offer the LTC type benefit at no additional cost. Last, what if Bill and Karen have savings, money market or CD assets, and want a guaranteed interest rate and liquidity? This brings us to our newly introduced Milestone MYGA portfolio that has just really taken off for us, especially the last 2 months once we raised rates. We'll get into that in a moment. But we're seeing a lot of traction in the MYGA space, and that's exciting. It kind of rounds out the accumulation portfolio for us. So guaranteed interest rates, commonly found with any type of MYGA, protected principal, grows regardless of what happens in the stock market, and then that guaranteed income, which is important to a lot of clients. So free withdrawals beginning second contract year, up to 10% can be withdrawn without penalty if needed. Can be used for anything, including health costs, family vacation, granddaughter's wedding. Point is, your clients are going to want access to cash for a variety of reasons. We want to make sure that's available to them. So here's sort of the sizzle, and that's the rates. And I'm sure Jim and his team, and I know they've been really strong advocates of us and promoting us. You may have seen these rates already, but they're really competitive, especially when you consider our A rating. At that high band, 100,000 plus, you've got 3.7 for 7-year, 3.6 for 5-year, and 3.0 for 3-year. Don't expect those rates to change anytime soon. We really try to be as aggressive as we can here to make our mark. We know it's a bit of a commodity sale, and rate can be king. So if we can offer you a competitive rate of return along with that financial strength and strong compensation, we want to be able to do that. E-application and paper application available for this product. We know some people prefer still to use paper application. Issue age for owner and annuitant, 15 days to 90 years. Minimum premium, again, is $15,000, qualified or non-qualified. Same thing, we say maximum premium amount $750. We will accept higher amounts, but we do need home office approval. Please contact Jim or any of his team members, and we can work to get that exception if at all possible. Like the rest of our portfolio, no annual contract fees, and you've got that 10% penalty-free withdrawal. Just 2 quick things I want to mention before I turn it back to Jim. Should you need anything related to Sagicor, please reach out to Jim or any of his teammates at Insurance Agency Marketing. They're always there to help. We are currently running a compensation incentive through the end of September. So please reach out to Jim to get details on that. I'm going to provide a couple follow-up pieces to the discussion. One outlines that program. So if you're considering Sagicor, I hope that the attractiveness of the product, along with the financial rating, and now with this incentive compensation program here for another 2 months or so, we'll get you to take a look at us. We really appreciate it, especially if you haven't worked with us before. And for those of you that have, we appreciate you considering us and being loyal to us. The last thing I'll mention is we've worked really, really hard to make our producer training as easy as possible. For example, with the MYGA product, we've got it down to 6 or 7 questions. Take you a couple minutes. I know when you're working with a carrier and you go to consider a new carrier, one hurdle is that training. So we want to make that as easy as possible so that you're not shying away from Sagicor for that reason. So with that, I'll hand it back to Jim. If you've got any questions, please let me know. If you have questions following the presentation, please grab my contact information from Jim. Happy to help anytime I can.
Well, thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it. I did have a couple questions. One was on the secure Select, this secure Sage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Is
okay,
that
Sage here.
is that approved? How many states is that approved in, that product?
So we are up to 46 states.
Okay.
I can send the state approval charts out following this. Like many carriers, we had some of the stragglers like Florida and a couple others, but slowly but surely we were able to get pretty much everyone approved. That said, there are 4 states that we are never approved in: Alaska, Oregon, Connecticut, and I want to say Maine. But other than that, should be good to go. The other thing too is, like many carriers, we take state of solicitation into account. So when you've got clients where maybe the product's not approved, if they've got some insurable interest to a surrounding state, we can usually make that work.
Okay. And then when it comes to contracting, I had a question here from a producer. When they contract, now we have the life and the annuity contract with you. So
right.
If you would share with us just briefly, what are some of the life products that Sagicor offers?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So the 2 big ones, we've got 3 that we focus on, but the 2 that I see a lot of traction on is our term portfolio and then our single premium whole life. So on the term portfolio, really the 2 takeaways are really competitive pricing, especially given the lack of underwriting. So I have a life insurance background, and I know one of the biggest hurdles of selling life insurance, especially for producers that don't normally sell life insurance, it's underwriting. And folks shy away from life insurance because they don't want to deal with the process. They don't want to deal with the time. On our term insurance, we offer what's known as a seller writing. So up to age 45, we can give you $1 million, up to 55, $750, up to 45, $500,000 using our seller writing program. And essentially, you're putting in client information. Application process takes about 15 minutes. We are on IGO now. So for any clients or any producers that use IGO, we are on IGO. Put the customer's information in. 70% of the time, you're going to get an underwriting decision in 2 minutes. There's no telephone interview. There's no exams. There's nothing like that. It's database driven. So we're pulling the MVR, script check, LexisNexis. So when you've got clients that need that life insurance protection, don't want to deal with the hassle of underwriting and need a timely decision, they need that insurance quick, which we often find when it's some sort of borrowing situation, sometimes divorce, business separation. This is a no-brainer. So definitely consider our term with the seller writing. We do also offer no lapse guarantee protection on a seller writing up to $400,000 face amount, and that's age 65. We're super, super competitive for full pay scenarios with our no lapse guarantee. So if you've got a client that's looking for a smaller face amount, $400,000 or below, and needs that no lapse guarantee protection, a seller writing is a no-brainer. I don't know where you're going to get a permanent product and get underwriting decision in less than 2 minutes. And then the last one, which I know Jim has worked with in the past, is our single premium whole life. This is often coupled with annuities. We find a lot of producers that are used to annuities using this product. And essentially what you find is it's a single premium strategy. You've got a guaranteed death benefit, but then you've got cash value growth inside. So really kind of a triple threat for your clients. So for those of you kind of looking for an alternative type life product, it kind of looks and feels like an annuity in the sense that it is single premium. Check out that single premium whole life product. It's pretty interesting strategy.
Yes, we do get business in on Sagicor's single premium whole life. A couple things I noticed just from our working with a number of carriers here is that it is unique to find an indexed annuity that issues to age 90. There are not many of those in the marketplace today. So if you do have clients that are still looking at the benefits of an annuity and they're in their upper 80s, and they don't, they may be invested in other fixed products and want something that has a little more potential. That is unique. And also among those, the milestone rates on 100,000 or more that you pulled up there on the screen, those rates are very competitive in those 5 and 7 year terms for A-rated companies. They might actually be the best that we have. So I did launch the poll question here. If you'd like to get more information on any or some specific product that Anthony went through this morning, I know he covered several, and or to get appointed with Sagicor, let me know, and we'll make that happen. So appreciate your responses to that. And Anthony, I want to thank you for your information and your time today. So we do appreciate your presentation a lot. And we all thank you for your time today. And if you need anything more from us, please let us know.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day.
See you.